Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to today's video, which is part of my 12 days of Bookmas series in the lead up to Christmas Day. I hope you have been enjoying this series. Let's get into today's video. So today I want to share with you my Kindle Unlimited TBR. Now I was thinking of just sharing all of the books that I have currently on my Kindle, but apparently that's a lot of books I have on my Kindle. And we only have so much time. So I'm just going to talk about the Kindle Unlimited books. Now, I don't know if this is true in all countries or whether it's even true in my country, but apparently I can only download up to 20 at a time, and then I have to return one in order to borrow one. So I can't just unload unlimited amount of Kindle Unlimited. So it's not unlimited. It is limited to 20 at a time. But, you know, I mean, pedantics. So I don't have currently 20 downloaded. So don't worry, we're not doing that many today. But I do have 16. So I had to return one because it was no longer available on Kindle Unlimited when I went to check out the details for it. So I removed that one. I did have 17 and now I have 16. So I'm going to talk about them today with you. So, I cannot show you the covers. So what I'll do is I'll just put the title and the author across the screen for you so that you can go and look up these books for yourself. But I will give you a bit of a synopsis, what it says about them as well. So the first one I'm going to talk about is actually a box set, and that's something that I do like about Kindle Unlimited. Sometimes if there is a series, they will give you the box set of the series as a one. So it only counts as one download, even though there may be 5 or 6 books in the box set. And I really like that. It kind of cheats the system, because this box set that I have downloaded it's a Christmas special. It's the Krampus Tales box set by Lilith K. Duat, and it contains 5 little short stories. That's all I can call them, is short stories, because each book is about 17 to 30 pages long. Not very long at all. These are just Christmas smut. Christmas smut on a platter. And there's going to be no storyline, I'm guessing. No storyline, just complete monster smut, I do believe. So the 5 books that are in the box set, there's Naughty Mrs. Claus, there's Bratty Jack Frost, there's Pumpkin and Spice, Sinful Sugar Skull, and Ghost of Krampus Past. So as you can imagine, I'm going to be having me a good time. As I say, these are all between 17 and 30 pages long. So I might just have me a really good time on Christmas Eve and just binge the lot of them. I cannot think of anything better to do on Christmas Eve, can you? I won't go into the synopsis of each, because literally, I think with the, like, they're 30 pages long. So, or shorter. So the synopsis is just going to tell you the story. So no synopsis for them, but I think you can guess what's going to happen. So yeah, that's the first thing I've got downloaded onto my Kindle Unlimited. The second one that I have downloaded is a book called The Kiss That Saved Me by Christy Nicole. Now, the second book is on Kindle Unlimited, but unfortunately the first book is not. The first book is called The Kiss That Killed Me, and it is a mermaid fantasy romance from the Queens of Fantasy saga, which is a book of 9, which is a series of 9 books. Now the first one is not available, I do not believe, on Kindle Unlimited, because I did have to purchase that one, but book 2 is available on Kindle Unlimited. And I don't think I paid that much for The Kiss That Killed Me. So I'm going to include it anyway, because when you look at the rest of the series, Only the first book do you need to purchase. The rest of the series, which is 3 interconnected trilogies, the eight titles of this series is included in Kindle Unlimited subscription. Just the first book that you have to pay for, and I didn't pay a lot for it. I know I didn't. So let me read you the synopsis of the first book. He's waited 500 years to find her. She's got no idea. Her fate comes with fins. When Callie Pierce meets her soulmate on a beach in San Diego, she cannot possibly fathom the ways in which her life is about to change. Orion, a man who's been searching for her for over 5 centuries, is not entirely what he seems. As things between them grow more intense, the unthinkable happens, and Callie is thrown fin first into a world beyond her wildest imaginings. Within a hidden city of Merfolk, Callie must navigate not only her first serious relationship with an old-fashioned man who has eyes for her alone, but also the truth of the seas she now calls home. For darkness lurks in these crystalline waters, and the Sirens, a banished race of merfolk corrupted by the deep, believe Callie is the key to a devastating war, prophecy to overturn mer rule, and elevate them to their rightful place at last. Sweet, spicy mermaid fantasy romance, perfect for lovers of adult fantasy romance with immersive world building such as A Court of Thorns and Roses, From Blood and Ash, and The Cruel Prince. So it's relating itself to those, but it's a mermaid fantasy romance. The first book is approximately 450 pages, so you're definitely getting some good plot line in there, I believe, with some good smutty mermaid romance. Very much here for it, obviously. I'm a fan of mermaids. So, yeah, that is the first one. But which you do have to pay for, but all of the rest of the series, and it is a 9-book series, are available currently on Kindle Unlimited. The next book I have on my Kindle Unlimited is Second to the Right by T.S. Kinley. This is one of 3 books and from the Neverland Chronicles, and it is 374 pages. So let me quickly give you the synopsis for this one. Gwendolyn Mary Darling Carlyle's young life has been a saga of misfortune. After a tragic accident unexpectedly took her parents, Gwen finds herself the sole caregiver for her ailing sister. It's her 18th birthday. With responsibilities weighing heavy, she struggles to find something worth celebrating. Everything in her life has fallen apart, that is, until she finds a mysterious man in her bedroom. Peter Pan has returned to the Darling estate. Only the boy from Neverland, who refused to grow up, has in fact grown into an alluring man. It's time for spring cleaning, and he's determined to bring a descendant of Wendy back to Neverland with him. Gwen is swept off her feet and across the veil, engulfed in a fantastical world of mermaids, fae, and Peter's new band of lost boys. As she gives herself over to the wonder of Neverland and the affections of Peter and his lost boys, she finds herself living out hedonistic fantasies that she could have only ever dreamed about. But not everything is as it seems in Neverland, never is. Her memories of home and her beloved sister are fading. A treasured family heirloom, a locket with its own ties to Neverland, is the only tether to the sister she's left behind and the life she's obligated to return to. The fairy tale she'd heard as a child only hinted at the truth. Netherland bears some dark secrets. So yeah, so we have an adult's version of Neverland and Peter Pan and Wendy, and I am here for it so much. The next book I have on my Kindle Unlimited is Daughter of Winter by Karina Douglas. This is book 1 of 6 of the Daughter of Winter series, and this book is only short with 268 pages. Let me read you the synopsis for this one. So, marked by an ancient prophecy wielded by the gods, shackled to a dark, enigmatic stranger, and prey to a powerful adversary seeking vengeance, her life will never be the same again. Intrigue and danger enter Bridie McKay's life when Gage walks into a carefully controlled world. He brings news that her grandmother has died, and as her last living relative, Bridie has inherited her estate and must travel to Scotland to accept her legacy and all it entails. Bridie doesn't want the inheritance, not after the way she was treated, and when a series of actions unfold that illustrate her legacy is not just a physical entity, but a turbulent birthright proclaiming she is the descendant of the Celtic winter goddess Cailleach Burr, she tries to run. I do hope I have pronounced that properly. But Gage won't take no for an answer. He has his own role to fulfill and will do whatever it takes to ensure Bridie returns to Scotland with him, even if that means taking her against her will. So it is a dark fantasy romance series based on myths and legends of the Celtic winter goddess Cailleach Bear, I believe, featuring dark magic, druids, fae, selkies, mythical creatures, and a morally grey hero with an enemies to lovers romance. So I'm there for it. I'm here. Sign me up. I will be reading that one very, very soon. The next one is I have on my Kindle is The Traitor Queen, which is book 2 of the Bridge Kingdom series by Danielle L. Jensen. I have read The Bridge Kingdom. Traitor Queen has 346 pages. I will read you the synopsis for The Bridge Kingdom, so I don't spoil you for the first book by reading the synopsis of the second. So, for the Bridge Kingdom, raised as a warrior, Princess Lara has always known her destiny: to destroy her enemy, King Aaron. The Bridge Kingdom, where he resides, uses its power to deprive Lara's homeland of vital resources. So when she's sent to be King Aaron's bride, she has her way in. Now all Lara needs to do is destroy the kingdom and her new husband from the inside. But when hostility turns to passion, her loyalty will be tested to its limits. I really enjoyed book 1. I'm shocked that it's taken me so long to get to book 2, but I don't read ebooks very often, so I think if I had these books physically, I would have had this series done and dusted by now, most likely. But they're on ebook, so I struggle. I do struggle. The next book I have on my Kindle Unlimited is another box set. This one only has 3 books in the box set though. This is the Fairy Tale Adventures box set by A.G. Marshall. And we have 3 books, as I say. Princess of Shadows, which is a Sleeping Beauty and Princess and the Pea retold. Their second book is Princess of Secrets, which is the Frog Prince retold, or Frog Prince. And then there is Princess of Mermaids, which I think you can guess, that's a Little Mermaid retelling. Wonder why I picked this box set. I'm not going to go through the synopsis for all 3 books, but I will say that that it says, go from ballrooms to battlefields as you discover 3 happy endings that will sweep you off your feet. With over 1,000 pages of clean romance, witty banter and surprise twists, the Fairy Tale Adventures box set provides hours of entertainment. Dive into the series that readers call fantastically original and outrageously fun today. So this is clean romance, and yes, the whole box set is 1,209 pages. But if you're looking for some romance that is not smutty, this sounds like it might be more up your alley. I don't mind a clean romance as long as there's true love at the end, which these are fairy tale retellings, so I'm sure that that's going to be the case. So I am here for those. The next book I have on my Kindle Unlimited is part of a series again. I'm halfway through the series, and this is His Gold Pack Omega by Mayo Hunter. This is related to the Poisonverse series. All titles in this series are currently available under Kindle Unlimited. There are currently 5 books in the series, but I know that there are some more on their way, and that's because I am registered for the newsletter by the main author, which is Marie McKay. She started writing this series and then invited other authors to come in and write books for this series, and that's how Mayo Hunter has written His Gold Pack Omega for this series. This book is only 198 pages, so it is one of the novellas. But a book overview for this is: a shattered Omega socialite rejected by society. After what I went through, becoming an outcast was the only way to survive, but now none of the laws protecting Omegas apply to me. I hired him to be my bodyguard. He's all raw strength, gorgeous and protective. I feel drawn to him, and the heat in his gaze makes me feel alive again. For the first time in years, I feel safe. But how can I let him in without letting him see the broken thing I've become? Now, the Poisonverse is basically a why choose kind of smutty series. So you have multiple people together. This is a male, male, female, male kind of thing. This was the first time I read harem books. So reverse harem, normal harem, I think. And it opened my eyes to a whole new world. So yes, I am making my way through this series and I am thoroughly enjoying my time while doing so. The next book on my Kindle Unlimited is called Marked by the Dark Lord by Riley Storm. This is book 1 of 2 of the Twisted Court series, or duology in this case. It is 377 pages and the book overview states, "She violated the laws of magic. Now she's mine. The Twisted Court has given Mila to me for punishment. She's mine, and I'm going to make her pay in ways she could never imagine. I shouldn't let my desire to claim her ruin my plans, but the spark between us is undeniable. However, there's just one problem. She's not the human she appears to be. She's something else, and I'm determined to unlock her secrets. She thinks she can hide from me, but once I get my claws into her, I'm never letting her go. He might own my body, but he will never own my soul. When I broke the law, I unleashed his past upon us both. Now this monstrous man thinks he's my judge, jury, and executioner. Well, he's wrong. I'll never let a man determine my fate, not even one as irresistible as him. He may be a mountain of sculpted muscle, but he means nothing to me. At least that's the lie I keep telling myself. I can't stop fantasizing about what he could do to me with his twisted horns and massive hands. I should run, but there's nowhere else to go. And the longer I'm trapped by this monster, the more I wonder if he'll ever let me leave. And will I even want to?" Okay, can I just stop filming and start reading that now, please? I forgot how good that sounded. Yes. Is it any surprise that my Kindle Unlimited is filled with just smut? I don't know what it is, but I struggle to purchase smut physically, but I'll read it to no end on my Kindle. So, yes. I mean, Kindle Unlimited is well known for its smutty books, and that is one hell of a smutty book by the sound of it. Yes, I want to stop recording right now and just go read that. So yeah, that's that one. The next one is The Dreamer by E.J. Mello, and there is also The Dream Catcher by E.J. Mello as well. The Dreamer is one of 3 in the Dreamland series. It has 341 pages, and The Dream Catcher is actually a novella for the Dreamland series, and it's only 120 pages. So I'm going to read you the synopsis for The Dreamer first, and I'm not going to say anything about the Dream Catcher because that might be spoilers. So it says, "The Dreamer, Molly hasn't slept well since the night of her 24th birthday. Being struck by lightning might have something to do with it, but then again, her chicken did look a little undercooked at dinner. Whatever the culprit, her life quickly catapults from mundane to insane, as night after night Molly is transported through her once dreamless sleep to a mysterious land illuminated by shooting stars. There she meets the captivating but frustrating Dev, and together they discover Molly possesses a power coveted by his people, the ability to conjure almost anything she desires into existence. Seduced by the possibilities of this gift, Molly shifts her attention from waking life towards the man, the magic, and the world found in her dreams. But Molly must ask herself, does something truly exist if you only see it when you close your eyes? Faced with the threat of losing everything, her job, best friend, boyfriend, and most importantly, that little thing called her sanity, Molly will learn just how far she'll go to uncover what is real and what is merely a figment of her imagination." Now, E.J. Mello did write one of my favourite trilogies of all time, which is the Musai series, starting with Song of Burning Rain. I'll put the title up. So this one, I may actually end up purchasing the books physically, because if I'm to go by the Musai series, I'm going to freaking love this series as well, and I can't wait to get started on it. The next one is I have the first 2 books of a 5-book series, and that is A Court of Honey and Ash by Shannon Mayer, And the second book is A Throne of Feathers and Bone. I don't know why I downloaded the second book at the same time as the first book, because I haven't even read the first book yet. But, you know, it is what it is. The first book is 420 pages. The second one is 351 pages. So about the size of a normal fantasy book. This one says, orphaned, trained to fight, raised to fear the power of Underhill, secretly in love with a man who doesn't want me. I'm still just Ali, aka the half-human orphan fae, but my life is looking up for the first time. It only took me my whole 24 years. But when Underhill, the ancestral home of the fae, shatters, making it impossible for any fae to enter, I'm the only one who knows who did it. A secret that will be the death of me if I do nothing. A brutal madness spreads through the fae as they lose their connection to Underhill, and to save my people, my only choice is to leave all I have fought for and go on the run. Unless I figure out how the hell magic that has existed since the dawn of time was destroyed with a single touch. Well, an entire life spent fighting to prove myself isn't going to mean anything at all. I must find the answer to the riddle of Underhill shattering. Hunted by the very man I loved once upon a time. It does say that if you've loved Jennifer L. Armentrout, Sarah J. Maas, Holly Black, you will enjoy this story as well. Next, I have a book that I think a lot of people are going to know, and that is Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. This is book 1 of 4 in the Four Horsemen series, and this one is 381 pages. Now, the reason why I think a lot of you may already know of this series is because I know that Becca in the books, she did a kind of read along with this series, so yeah, and I know a lot of people have read them because she was reading them. But this one says, they came to earth, pestilence, war, famine, death. 4 horsemen riding their screaming steeds, racing to the corners of the world. 4 horsemen with the power to destroy all of humanity. They came to earth and they came to end us all. When pestilence comes for Sarah Burns' town, one thing is certain, everyone she knows and loves is marked for death. Unless, of course, the angelic-looking horseman is stopped, which is exactly what Sarah has in mind when she shoots the unholy beast off his steed. Too bad no one told her Pestilence can't be killed. Now the horseman, very much alive and very pissed off, has taken her prisoner and he's eager to make her suffer. Only the longer she's with him, the more uncertain she is about his true feelings towards her and hers towards him. And now, well, Sarah might still be able to save the world, but in order to do so, she'll have to sacrifice her heart in the process. Now, I do believe that when Becca was reading these, she said that each book was a little bit samey, but you know what? I just want to give them a try. I do. I just want to give them a try. So that is one I have downloaded. The next one is The Vine Witch by Luann G. Smith. I do believe I have read one of her books before and thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's why I downloaded this one. This is book 1 of 3 in the Vine Witch series, and it is only 269 pages. So the synopsis for The Vine Witch says, a young witch emerges from a curse to find her world upended in this gripping fantasy set in turn-of-the-century France. For centuries, the vineyards at Chateau Renard have depended on the talent of their vine witches, whose spells help create the world-renowned wine of the Chanceau Valley. Then the skill of divining harvest fell into ruin when sorcier Elena Boreno was blindsided by a curse. Now, after breaking the spell that confined her to the shallows of a marshland and weakened her magic, Elena is struggling to return to her former life. And the vineyard she was destined to inherit is now in the possession of a handsome stranger. Vigneron Jean-Paul Martel naively favours science over superstition, and he certainly doesn't endorse the locals' belief in witches. But Elena knows a hex when she sees one, and the vineyard is covered in them. To stay on and help the vines recover, she'll have to hide her true identity, along with her plans for revenge against whoever stole 7 winters of her life. And she won't rest until she can defy the evil powers that are still a threat to herself, Jean-Paul, and the ancient vine witch legacy in the rolling hills of the Chanceau Valley. So, it sounds interesting. It sounds very magical, and I think this one would be nice to read in the summer, you know, with a vineyard sort of setting and beautiful sunshine and stuff. So yeah, very much looking forward to that one. The next one that I have on my Kindle Unlimited is Opium and Absinthe by Lydia Kang. This is a standalone, which you don't get many fantasy standalones, so I was really glad that I managed to get this one. It is 385 pages long, and the synopsis reads, New York City, 1899. Tilly Pembroke's sister lies dead, her body drained of blood and with 2 puncture wounds on her neck. Bram Stoker's new novel, Dracula, has just been published, and Tilly's imagination leaps to the impossible. The murderer is a vampire, but it can't be, can it? A ravenous reader and researcher, Tilly is something of an addiction to truth, and she won't rest until she unravels the mystery of her sister's death. Unfortunately, Tilly's addicted to more than just truth. To ease the pain from a recent injury, she's taken more and more laudanum, and some in her immediate circle are happy to help her well supplied. to keep her well supplied. Tilly can't bring herself to believe vampires exist, but with the hysteria surrounding her sister's death, the continued vampiric slayings and the opium swirling through her body, it's becoming increasingly difficult for a girl who relies on facts and figures to know what's real, or whether she can trust those closest to her. So now I remember why I clicked on this book, because it's got Dracula, which is one of my favourite classics of all time as its basis. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I should have probably picked this up in October. It sounds like it would be the perfect kind of Halloween type of book. So yes, there's that one. And last but not least, I have another very popular Kindle Unlimited book, and that is A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Cover. This is part of the Married to Magic series, which is a total of 5 books currently, and the first book is 340 pages long. The synopsis for this one reads, the elves come for 2 things, war and wives. In both cases, they come for death. 3,000 years ago, humans were hunted by powerful races with wild magic until the treaty was formed. Now, for centuries, the elves have taken a young woman from Luella's village to be their human queen. To be chosen is seen as a mark of death by the townsfolk. A mark 19-year-old, Luella is grateful to have escaped as a girl. Instead, she's dedicated her life to studying herbology and becoming the town's only healer. That is, until the Elf King unexpectedly arrives for her. Everything Luella had thought she'd known about her life and herself was a lie. Taken to a land filled with wild magic, Luella is forced to be the new queen to a cold yet blisteringly handsome Elf King. Once there, she learns about a dying world that only she can save. The magical land of Midscape pulls on one corner of her heart, her home and people tug on another. But what will truly break her is a passion she never wanted. So, it's inspired by the tales of Hades and Persephone, as well as Beauty and the Beast, with a happily ever after ending. Perfect for romantasy fans looking for just the right amount of steam and their next slow burn and swoon-worthy couple. That is me. That is what I'm looking for. So yes, that is my Kindle Unlimited TBR. Are there any here that you have read that you think I should pick up sooner rather than later? Are there any here that you really want to hear my thoughts on? I'm going to be reading the Christmas Smutty box set, as I say, on Christmas Eve, so don't worry about that. That one's getting read soon. But any of these others, I know I need to carry on with The Traitor Queen, because I have read the first book in that series. And I know I need to carry on with his Gold Pack Omega, because again, I've already started that series. So yeah, are there any others on this list that you think I should get to sooner rather than later? Let me know in the comment section below this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!